Hello everyone in Innovation by Design. This video is going to cover the week 1 slides. What we're going to talk about largely is going to be design thinking and the first stage of design thinking, which is empathy. You're going to want to watch this video before completing assignment number 2, empathy. So, week 1 slides. Innovation by Design. One more time, my name is Justin Shepke. I'm the Entrepreneurship Programs Manager. My office is Lucas Hall 117, but we can always meet by virtually. So reach out anytime. I'm here and happy to help. Okay, we talked about the high-level structure of the course. Again, the first kind of week here is going to be on design thinking and empathy, which is the first stage. We'll also be doing a lot of customer discovery over the next 10 weeks. Incremental innovation theory. So that is, how do we iterate based on feedback from real people? The number one reason a startup fails is not enough customers. Entrepreneurs are passionate, creative, artistic. They want to dot every I, cross every T, make it perfect before they put it out to the real people. Finally, years later, they open up shop and no one comes. And why did no one come? Is because of an unintentionally ignoring real people from the very beginning. So the idea is we want to avoid doing that. So we'll be testing our different solutions, a service-based solution, an app-based solution, and a physical product. We will spend 2 to 3 weeks on each one of these. The first couple weeks is just getting into the design thinking and empathy. Design thinking and the rest of the, we'll go through the whole cycle here in a second. So design thinking, so required book, very important to get this book. If you haven't done it yet, do this now. Maybe like pause the video and do this now. Very important to have this book. Okay, here it is, design thinking. Empathize, define, ideate, prototype, test. This is, at the end of the semester, I'll ask you this again. You want to have this kind of memorized. Empathize, the first thing is we step into the shoes of real people. Define, very important. We'll talk about that next week, but we have to get on the same terms. So many of our arguments as people are arguing over the terms, what things actually mean. And so it's very, very important to be a diligent scientist. We have to have the terms like all in order. Ideate, this is fun. This is an activity we'll do next week. Very, very fun. Prototype, so how do we now create prototypes? How can we test our ideas? Okay, so what is the vehicle through which we can test our ideas? And then finally, it's actually the testing. So now we actually test the ideas with real people, get feedback from the real people, qualitative, quantitative data based on the parameters of the test that we conduct. So this is the design thinking. Build, measure, learn is a kind of another school of thought, which is just a simpler way of saying this. Ultimately, we're building, measuring, and learning from through this cycle, and this just happens over and over again. We'll go through lots of examples we have some examples of corporations making billions of dollars doing this. There's also examples of corporations losing $1 billion based on assumptions. And so what this removes is that tendency to move forward on assumptions. And we're seeking validation for our ideas before we either overspend time or money, resources. Okay, so again, the syllabus, I won't go through that again right now, but there's access to that syllabus right at the top of the modules in Canvas, right here. Very important that you have access to this. Okay. So design thinking, this is a really cool video right here. I'm not going to play it like inside of this video, but they're going to do the Apple mouse. And how is it that Apple IDEO developed the mouse for computers. Okay, pretty exciting, and you can see how rough it was when they prototyped and tested right in the very beginning. So watch this video. You can pause maybe this video now, go and watch this video, and then come back, and you can see where we're going with this. Okay, so the first stage of the design thinking process is empathize. So empathize, so again, we got to get our terms right. So pity, sympathy, empathy. What is the difference between these things? So just so that we're all on the same page, and it can be different schools of thought, but just for now, let's go with this. Pity involves feeling sorry for someone's unfortunate situation, but can sometimes come across as condescending. Sympathy involves sharing another person's emotions and offering comfort and support, trying to cheer them up. Okay, empathy involves deeply understanding and connecting with someone's emotions by putting yourself in their place without judgment. Often it is easiest for people to be empathetic when it is that they've experienced the problem that the other person is experiencing. It can be slightly more difficult, but definitely not impossible to be empathetic when it is that you haven't had that problem. There's going to be a video we watch in a second, or another video that really goes through these three different kind of approaches. Okay, so what we call it like this, and like here's how we can add them all up. But pity involves feeling sorry for someone's unfortunate situation, but can sometimes come across as condescending. Plus sympathy involves sharing another person's emotions and offering comfort and support. So the idea of pity plus sympathy equals compassion. Okay. And then compassion plus another layer, the layer of understanding, really being able to step into the person's shoes, equals empathy. So you see what we did there? Pity plus sympathy equals compassion. Compassion plus understanding equals empathy. So walk in their shoes and feel what they feel, understand, and share in others' feelings. It is very much said that like entrepreneurs tend to be very empathetic, really able to step into the shoes of customers, able to step into the shoes of potential partners or who it is that we're creating value for. Okay. So watch this video. Maybe pause now and watch the video. And so hopefully you watch the video. In this video, it shows really three different approaches. You can see where in one approach, it is, one approach is like, ooh, let's do this, let's do that, let's do that. The other approach was like, oh, I'm sorry, like this is sad, whatever. And then finally the approach is like that last person comes and really gets on the level of that person and doesn't like probe them to try to push them in a certain direction, just like sits and listens, okay? And then they come to a rational conclusion, which is we should go to do the next thing, whatever the important thing is next that we need to do. Okay. So stage one, empathy, see the world, appreciate them as human beings, understand their feelings, and communicate your understanding. It's very important always to leave out leave out assumptions, but to embrace a beginner's mindset. You always want to be a beginner, and so often it becomes very difficult to after you've worked in something for so very long, it can become difficult to actually like step into the shoes of somebody who's experiencing the problem. But that is exactly what we need to do here. So leave assumptions out, leave experiences out. Don't judge what you observe. Question everything. Be curious. Ask questions like what, how, why. What has happened? How did this person do what he or she doing? Why are they motivated to do what they are doing? Record details, not assumptions. This is a very simple video that just shows like what empathize, how it stacks into the design thinking process. And again, it's first. The first thing right from the very beginning is real people. Empathize. So now this is just for a thought. This is where we're going to start to gear towards assignment number 2. But that is to think of a hobby or a passion. Think of a hobby that you are passionate about. It could be a task, it could be a hobby, but identify an issue that you have with that experience. So maybe it is that you play guitar, and there's like maybe a problem like with the guitar or any like instrument, or maybe you play a sport, or maybe it is more even just that you have difficulties, you have a problem that you know of that exists in some kind of task or hobby. So whatever kind of task or hobby it is that you want to think about. Whatever it might be, have something in mind. Okay. Again, it could be homework, school, work, laundry, dishes, homework, going to the gym, or it could be something like, again, like guitar, sports, or music, sports, right? Or maybe school, just any kind of, task or hobby that you do, and think of identifying a problem. Within that solution, within what it is, that problem within that task or hobby, and then what we're going to probably get towards doing is doing a little bit of field research on if other people who do that hobby or task also experience that problem. Now again, As we work through this, if you don't have a business idea or you don't have a venture like in mind that you want to like focus on, that's fine. But if you do that one. Like do whatever it is you're most interested in, and let's really create the most value possible for you going through this process. Okay, and all the processes in this course. So first thing is to think of a problem. Okay, that other people might probably have. Okay. And for now, that's it. On this video, the next video to watch is going to be the assignment walkthrough video for assignment number 2. Okay. As always, reach out if you have any questions whatsoever. I'm here and happy to help. Okay. Wings up. Go Eagles.